Now hear me out here. Everybody knows that I'm not really much of a Bumblebee fan, and when it comes to the molds from Studio Series, I've only looked at a couple of them and I haven't been fans of them. Not with the Camaro one, not with the Bug one, but maybe I will be a fan of this one. This is the off-road one, Studio Series 57, which I believe is actually going to get like a gray repaint and a re-release. So maybe it's time we actually look at this and see if this can kind of save Bumblebee a little bit, movie Bumblebee a little bit. We're about to find out when we dive into everything to do with Offroad Bee in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, ladder my baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all my social media links. All of that in the description down below. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. And this is Studio Series 57 Offroad Bee. I want to say it's going to be Studio Series 77 with the Nest agent thing. We all know it's Sam. But the Nest agent thing. Here's the thing. To me, Bee should always be a bug. So when he became a Camaro in the movies, I was like, that was my thought on that. And then in the Bee movie, when he had a little bit of time where he was in like an off-road vehicle, I was like, I wasn't sold on it, and I didn't really know what to think of it until Maximal 10 gave me this guy to look at. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he ugly? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. Man, another day, another Bumblebee, and I have not been a fan or been kind to the Studio Series Bumblebee iterations. I haven't liked them. I didn't like the Camaro mold. I didn't like the mold used for the VW Bug, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about this off-road one. My understanding is that this is the mold that's getting a reissue coming up soon in like gray colors, with a Nest agent that looks suspiciously like Sam Witwicky running away, maybe holding the Allspark. I'm just saying, it doesn't look like a Nest agent to me. We're gonna see how this one fares, but before we get to him, we have to take a look at that packaging first. And so indeed, we have Studio Series 57. We have a picture of Bee in, I guess, his mode as a Jeep. That, you know, that scene when I think Blitzwing is after him in the Bumblebee movie. Bumblebee's face over there. There and back here, of course. Naturally, we have a scene inside. And wouldn't you know it, it is the famed Canyon attack scene. A set of Studio Series instructions. And finally, this blaster. And if we look on the bottom, I'm hoping that this will stay focused. We have a handle that he can hold on to in robot mode, but you'll also see like a little slot up in that handle. Well, that's so you can do things like this. A little bit of shoulder storage, anybody? Up here on the shoulder, it's on the edge really of, I guess, the hood, and it's using that little slot in the handle to peg down over it. Or, of course, you can hold it in this hand over here, and like that, like, it looks fine. So, yeah, when I have an accessory like this, I always want it to have storage somewhere. When it doesn't, I find it to be a real bummer, because what are you supposed to do with it when you don't want it in his hand? So in this case, you can kind of put it up on his shoulder. All it took was making that little slot in the 5mm peg, and you know what? It worked just fine. So taking this out, the look for the guy, I don't know, it's quintessentially a Bumblebee, I guess. So what else am I supposed to say? I'm not so picky with the movie. This looks like the way he did in the movie to me. I'll say it's a solid 8.75, 9, let's say 9. In terms of articulation, we have a head that can go left, right, it looks up, not really able to look down. The arms are on ball joints, I believe, and they could, like, if this wasn't here, they could go all the way around. They go out to the side fine. Maybe a little over 90 degrees at the elbow, which is cool. Swivel there. Nothing at the wrist, I don't believe. Not that I can discern. We do have a waist, we have legs all the way forward and back. We have a knee to for sure 90 degrees and a thigh swivel, well, swivel up by the hip, but it works like a thigh swivel. And I believe we even have some ankle tilt. Yeah, we even have a little bit of ankle tilt there, so wrist, I mean a wrist would be nice. Besides that, I think that's about the only gripe I could have. And amazingly, as I move this guy and manipulate this guy, I don't have parts popping out and moving where they shouldn't be and things like that. In terms of size, here he is next to the Bumblebee Origins Bumblebee and Sound Blaster that came out in the 35th anniversary line. You know, it's a small deluxe. In terms of actual mass, our boy only clocks in at a tiny 52 grams. The second smallest deluxe that I have seen in recent times. Way too small. It's more, this is one of those cases where it's definitely more than a Legends or a Core, but it's not quite a deluxe. It's in between, so it gets lumped in with deluxe, and it's kind of overpriced, man, for what it is. I gotta be honest with you. You know, I've said it a million times, traditionally deluxe is about 84 grams. We've had some that have really kind of clocked in between 72 and 77 during like the War for Cybertron trilogy. Then we had Cheetor, who was only 61, and Black Arachnia, who was a measly 38. A Legends traditionally is about 35. So I would say a good price for this guy, and I believe he retails in the US for, I guess, $22.99 now. Probably was a little bit cheaper when he came out, but if he was to be stocked on shelves now in the US, I believe the going price is $22.99. I feel like this guy's more like a $17.99 offering. You know, if you could hit a sale for 25 or 30% off, I feel like that's the ballpark for this guy. So at this point, we have a 9 for his look. We have a 9 really for his articulation. Wrists would be nice. I'll even say 9.5 for his articulation, actually. So 9, 9.5, 9.25, it's good. It's just a bit too small and therefore a little bit overpriced. Let's see how the transformation goes. And I don't think it's hard, actually, shockingly. We'll see for sure as we go through here. We begin by picking these sections off, and we take this out and flip out that whole front piece, and then we can put these pieces in behind. I know that it was like a false chest, but to get the look correct, I dig it. I like the way that that worked out, actually. Then we can come back here and how is it that this goes now? Take up Bumblebee's head and flip that all the way back. Yes, flip Bumblebee's head all the way back, and as we do so, we should be able to bring forward the front arms and bring this grill up around, and this whole hood piece should be able to kind of slot down pretty much into position. We're going to just leave those arms down for now. Then we get to the kind of back legs here, and with the back legs we will begin by just flipping that up and out of the way, and same on the other side. We're going to take it and just flip it up and out of the way. We're going to bring out the fender and tire all the way to the outside. Kind of brilliant. I really actually like that. So the inside of the lower leg folds out, and then the whole thing doesn't fold out. Now we hinge the tire back and fold it out with the shin on top. It's a lot of movements, but it's intuitive and brilliant when you do it. I actually really like it. We can also angle up and angle up these seats, and now the feet, see if I can remember now how this goes. That flips down and that flips down, and the feet rotate around and rotate around, and then the feet flip up and in. Up and in, and up and in. Now we can kind of peg the feet together and these sections on the back, And then these pieces on the side have a little rectangular tab that goes into like a slot on the thigh basically. And then we can even angle down after the steering wheel. And the last thing we will do is bring these hands down underneath. So there's a lot of pegging together here now. That's kind of the crux of it. So I'm going to get the guy pegged together and then we'll put the arms in. Oopsie, I missed a step. Before I peg everything together, this section here should also straighten all the way out. Now everything can go pegged together. Okay, now with everything done and tabbed in, we can take these arms and bring them down. Again, I don't know, I guess you can turn them any way you want. They don't really seem to peg in per se, but you know what? They go under there, and I like the yellow facing out, and he rolls just fine. Now, as for his blaster, there is storage for that down here between like his legs, but I do find that in trying to put that in there, I find it pops out a lot on my copy anyway, but I have seen others where it stays in there very solid, or I should say on Maximal 10's copy since this is his. Not a big deal, you know, I mean, you can always find anywhere to kind of latch it on, but I do think that it's supposed to go underneath. It rolls great. I like this transformation. I actually think, though I took a cut there for tabbing it in is pretty minor in this case, because guess what? The tabs actually work really nicely. I would say that the transformation is for sure 9.5. Honestly, it was 9.25. Overall, this might be the absolute best movie Bumblebee I have ever handled. I would say it's about a 9.35. I mean, it's well up there. It's really quite enjoyable to get in both modes. It looks good as a robot. It looks good here. Color me absolutely shocked, because you guys know as well as I do that I don't like Movie B, but this guy is a solid robot. This guy is a solid vehicle, and it's a fun transformation going between both modes while being quick and easy, yet being interestingly engineered. Win, win, win across the board for me, baby. And here we are, and here he is. And man, oh man, color me shocked, amazed, surprised. I actually like this guy. Yes, he's too small, really, to be a deluxe. He's not down to the size of a Legends, as I said, but like, it's rough to call this a deluxe. That being said, there is a ton of paint on the guy. I do think he looks generally accurate. I'm sure people that are like hardcore movie fans would say he's not in a number of ways. And I'm sure that there's a lot more painted detail that could be done, but like there's no mistaking what and who this is. And the paint that's there is done well, and there's a lot of it. The articulation is kind of second to none, and everything stays in place pretty well. I thought that I was going to have a lot of flippy-floppy looseness on the legs, and maybe some people's copies of the mold do have that. However, our buddy Maximal 10, his copy is fine. The articulation is great. I even like how the little steering wheel folds down. You know, we have seats and whatnot. Like, there's an interior there when he is in his Jeep mode. The transformation is fun. Most of it is intuitive. Once you've done it once or twice, it's simple. Why can't all the Bumblebees be as good as this? I would venture to say that when it comes to movie Bumblebees, this might be the absolute best, at least in my experience. Let me know what you think about this guy. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member, baby. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around to have some fun with us. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.